So if you could actually focus on me today and not Emily, would be great. Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a discussion video. I do want to try and do those more often because I find them interesting and kind of chill, and it's just a way to talk about stuff that isn't necessarily about book. And today I wanted to do this video about the pressures of being a booktuber, and also what is an ideal booktuber to me, because if you don't know, I do have a beauty channel, which is Beauty with Emily Fox. And I was doing videos way before I started this channel, so I had an idea of how YouTube worked, but then after watching booktubers and being one, I noticed that some of the things I wanted to do didn't necessarily go the way I planned. So I thought it would be fun to just discuss what, in my opinion, makes the ideal booktuber, kind of what I wanted to try and do, and then the reality of it. Obviously, I'm not talking about anybody else. It's all about me, myself, and I. So let's not start anything here. So one of the things you will hear people talk about is the pressure to read enough books. I'm sure some of you can actually relate, whether you do booktube videos or not, but I feel like there is a pressure to read enough books so your content doesn't become kind of boring. As a viewer before starting booktube, I thought I was telling myself like, oh, you need to read at least 5 books a month. Is this something I feel pressured to do? Yes and no. I feel like I do go through books pretty regularly. I don't think it happened often that I read less than that. One of the patterns that I have noticed is that whenever I am very stressed, I don't read. I just can't do it. I know some people do it to escape. Me, I just freak out and I don't do anything when I'm stressed. So it has happened that some months I didn't read more than 5 books, but that would make it like 60 a year. So far, I've been reading about 100 books a year. So far, I have been following that little thing I had in mind, that little goal. But yes, there is some pressure, but I don't feel like I have to force myself to like read shorter books or kind of speed read. It's not something I have done. That's why usually on Goodreads, actually, I tend to put my goal at like 15 at the beginning of the year and then I increase it to 100. I know some people literally put 1 book because they don't want to feel any pressure. So it's definitely not something that I'm the only one feeling. But yes, in my head, my first goal as a booktuber was to read at least 5 books a month. But I know that as a viewer, some of you watch people read like 300 books a year on like Goodreads, and you don't know how the hell they do that. I feel the same. I see those people, I'm like, how? I feel like I read a lot and I cannot go to that number. I don't feel like it's hindering my joy of doing videos, though I do think that I am so far finding a good balance. So that's not too bad. There is, the next one, the pressure to only read good books. Let me talk about that because I have been receiving comments more and more saying stuff like, oh, you never seem to enjoy any book, you're always hating everything you read, why do you even bother reading? And it kind of annoys me a little bit because first off, I understand that there's been that wave, especially last year, of negative reviews going viral, so more and more people do them. And I mean, that's where the views are at, so I understand completely the concept. I don't think I do those videos often. Like I'm sure I do like less than 5 a year. Like that is the topic. You know, I did, reading bad ratings of books that I love, which I want to do another one. And I do at the end of the year my worst and my most disappointing books, but that's usually it. Some months, of course, I will read a bunch of disappointing books. I know in January this year, I did read a couple, and I just want to say, I don't do it on purpose, obviously. Like nobody spends this, well, maybe some people do, but I don't spend this much time reading books hoping I'm gonna hate them, you know what I mean? Like I don't have enough time to do this to myself. And I think it's kind of funny that I've been getting that a lot even right now, because I literally just posted my best books of 2019, where I even mentioned that I had read more good books, more books that I gave 5 stars to than ever. I think I was at 16, which usually, I think the second year was like 13. So 16 books out of 100 is amazing. And I went back and looked at the past years, and overall it's usually 10-15% of the books that end up becoming, 5 stars on Goodreads, so 4.5 stars. And this year so far, as I'm filming this, I have read 3 books that I gave 5 stars to, which out of 21 is over 10. It's almost 15, 14%. So I think that I'm doing exactly as usual. So yes, I obviously have read some poor ones, some that I really have issues with, but again, I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm not purposely torturing myself, like pretty much ever. Sometimes if it's a book that's really, really popular, I'll try it. With that topic though, I want to go on a few things for Booktube. First off, just because I did not give a book 5 stars doesn't mean it's a bad book. And I want to do a video about books that, again, I did not give 5 stars to, but I want to recommend, because sometimes they will have a really interesting premise, or I will really like a character or the writing or something in there, but I had issues with it for XYZ reasons, and that's why I didn't get 5 stars. Actually, my rating is based on my enjoyment. So sometimes, again, the topic was really interesting, but I hated the writing, so I can't give it 5 stars. So you know what I mean? So I will do a video about books like that, books that I want to recommend even though, because again, a book doesn't need to get 5 stars to be worth reading. And again, it's based on my personal enjoyment. So just because I had issues with something doesn't mean that you will have issues with it too. And I think that I'm usually very good at explaining why I didn't like a book. Actually, I find it easier to explain why I didn't like it than liked it. Let's be real. And also explaining why it might work for other people. So I don't think I'm just bashing books just for the sake of it. I would like to think that I'm pretty fair in my complaints and pretty, what's that word? Consistent. Like, it's not like one day I have issues with one thing, the other day with something else, just randomly. So I think I'm fairly fair on that topic. I literally just remembered what I wanted to say also, so that just took 2 hours and me editing the video. But I also feel like it's one of those situations where you're damn if you do, damn if you don't. If I were to only give 4 and 5 stars rating to like everything I read, then a lot of people would feel like my reviews are worthless, because if you like everything, then you don't actually like anything. And same thing if I were to give a bunch of really negative reviews, which I know some people think that's what I do. But if you look at my ratings, which you can go and see my stats on Goodreads, you should follow me there. I find that it ends up being a bell curve, meaning that usually that's how things work in life. The really, really terrible books and the amazing ones are the exceptions, and most books should be around 3 and 4 stars. And really terrible books, in my opinion, are almost books that, like, if they're being published, someone is liking it. If I have a bunch of issues with it, maybe it's me, maybe it's a terrible book in general. And then the books that I gave 5 stars to, in my opinion, should also be the exception, in the sense that they're the only ones that like fully connected with it. They're like really special books. And if all the books were like that, would any of them be special? So that's my personal thing. Again, not talking about anyone else but myself. It's a very self-centered video. But yeah, that's kind of how I personally see it. No matter what I do, I'm gonna be wrong in other people's eyes. But personally, I'm okay with the ratings I give. I do feel like I've become more critical as time has passed, but it's because I've been reading so many books. At this point, I've probably read 400 books on Booktube. So yeah, eventually you kind of figure out that some books are much better than other ones, or to you connect to them so much more that whenever you read that amazing 5 stars, then you can't not compare it to the next ones, and you can realize that they're just not the same caliber, you know? But you also have to keep in mind that I've been doing more and more challenges, trying to get out of my comfort zone, so I will find more books that might be not exactly up to my taste, and that should be okay too. Like, I'm currently doing the Goodreads reading challenge, where I read a bunch of the winners for the Goodreads Choice Award, and a lot of them have been disappointing at least last year. And again, it's just because I didn't give them 5 stars doesn't mean that the whole thing was pointless. And this year I did cut off a few different sections because I wasn't interested anymore. So that's okay too. The next thing is sponsorships, giving honest, sponsor-free or not reviews. And I do want to do a whole video about sponsorships because I think it's a very interesting topic. I did not do a lot on this channel. On this channel, I have never done a sponsored review. Not once. I have done once a mention because I was genuinely interested in the book. Long story short, I'm kind of iffy about sponsorships. What I do like about Booktube is the fact that companies and the people that do videos are very upfront about sponsorships. Again, I do have a beauty channel and I've seen some sneaky stuff, but it's really not like this on Booktube, which I very much appreciate. We probably have all heard things about, you know, publishers not wanting to sponsor you anymore if you didn't say something positive. I have zero experience with that, so I can't, you know, say anything. But let's be real, we know that that wouldn't fly with me. But yeah, I just don't really do them because I haven't had any offers that were interesting to me. I'm very, very specific with sponsorships that I accept. Same thing for my beauty channel. So if you see me do one, it's because, you know, I really, really thought about it and really wanted to. Again, this is all about me, myself, and I. I do not judge anyone for doing them. Before actually starting my channel, I was telling myself, okay, let's say that, again, I have to read 5 books a month. I can't do more than like 2 out of those 5 that are sponsored, because then what's the point? Like, more than half the books that you read or you're being paid, it's a bit much. But yeah, again, at this point, I have done this 0 times. So this is what I mean by like differences between how I thought it was going to be and how it really is. Right now, I'm more like, hey, Cheerios, can you sponsor me? You know, like, or like David's Tea. But I'm kind of feeling a bit iffy overall with sponsorships. I would rather getting some engagement from you, you know, comments, like, views definitely make a difference. I also have an Amazon wish list and a Patreon if you are interested. But yeah, so far I'm not big on sponsorships, but I do appreciate how it seems to be, at least on Booktube. There's also the pressure of what books I'm going to read. Am I doing some challenges? Am I doing some sponsorships? Am I being a mood reader? Am I trying to do, you know, specific challenges, like, you know, when I was reading specific topics? Am I trying to read more of that certain topic so I can do that video that I want to do? And it's very easy to have a lot of pressure, and the reading slump is always, you know, in the corner of your mind. You're like, no, please, please don't. I do know that some people do feel that pressure and they become just not interested in reading, which one of the things for me that has helped was the audiobooks, because again, moving and everything, it was easy to become too stressed to sit down and read. But yeah, that's always something in my mind. I don't want to give myself too many challenges, even though this year I decided to do 1 a month. Plus the Goodreads one, which that one right now I'm feeling so-so about it. But I am liking the 1 a month one because I'm keeping it kind of different. But yes, it's very easy to feel that pressure. Am I reading the new upcoming, the popular one at the moment? Am I just reading whatever I'm in the mood to read? So yeah, that's definitely something I personally feel pressured to, because that's like in my head when I was looking at booktubers, I was like, okay, you know, you need to read the newest book if you want to be interesting for people. And I do think I've been finding somewhat of a balance. I don't feel like I read that many popular books without reading, you know, other ones that are less known. Not to be like cool and edgy, but just because those are the books that I find in, you know, library sales. I buy most of my books used, but they're just topics that aren't as popular, I guess, on Booktube, although they're not that unpopular. But yeah, definitely one of the things I feel pressured to. There's also the pressure to look good in videos. I want to touch that topic because I think it's interesting and kind of messed up all in one. I do feel that pressure way more on my beauty channel. I feel like videos where I look good, and I've talked about that too with other people. The videos where we look the best are always pretty much the ones where we get the most views, and it's kind of messed up, but yeah, that's how it is. I do feel like it's less like that on Booktube. I'm lucky that I'm not getting a bunch of hate comments on my appearance. I know it's an issue for other people. I have noticed more that I have been overly sexualized in some videos. I did a mistake once of wearing a tube top, and the comment section was ridiculous. And even certain comments are not that bad, but eventually it gets to you, like people randomly watching your videos and being like, oh, she also reads, and you're like, obviously. But I have definitely noticed that the comments are different and the views can be different if you're wearing makeup, not wearing makeup. I feel pressured to wear makeup. I'm just gonna admit it. I know some people say that people don't treat them differently when they're not wearing makeup. For me, it's a complete lie. I notice a huge difference in videos in person. So yeah, I do feel some pressure. Not to the point of never not wearing makeup. In my vlogs, I have no issue not wearing makeup. I do it often in my beauty videos before I put on the makeup. So I don't feel like I cannot be seen without makeup, but I do feel like it's it would be a lie to pretend it doesn't make a difference, because it obviously does. I do think that a lot of the most popular people, no matter what the topic of their channel, are usually the people that are attractive. That's just the reality. But yes, there's definitely some pressure over that, which again, it's messed up, but it's true. The pressure of being funny, entertaining, unique, that is something I already felt a little bit on the beauty channel. The fact that I had a vision, I still have visions of what I want to do content-wise, and I feel like I have always a humongous list of videos that I want to do, and I never have time, never have the energy, and things just never go as I want them to, because most people agree, again, on Booktube, it's not, you know, this channel is not my full-time job. So it can be very easy to be very overwhelmed and just never have time to do the biggest videos. I do want to do more of those. Like, I've been starting to do more recommendations video. In my defense, I wanted to wait until I had read enough. Like, I just did my best and worst, you know, post-apocalyptic books, and I'm planning on doing more of that with First Contact with Aliens, or people, the ones that are related to time, like people reliving the same day or life. I also want to do another beginner's guide to sci-fi, or an intermediate one. Like, I have so many great ideas, but like, I need, like, Emily, why are you not helping me? You know, like, if she started helping, maybe I would have more time to do this stuff. But yes, there's definitely some pressure about being funny, entertaining, and unique. And unique, I wish I had more time. Entertaining, again, I'm human. Some days I have too much coffee and I'm more funny. Some days, like today, I'm just very stressed about the whole world. So I'm kind of, you know? So it happens. It's okay. I mean, chill videos are chill too. I know that some people act a certain way in videos. Either they're playing a character, which is fine, or it is just how they are, which is also very much fine. And then some people are just, again, more chill. I don't know. I kind of don't mind. I feel like some people, I watch them, we have like not the same taste at all reading wise, but I just think they're really chill and cool people, so I just watch them anyway, and that's okay too. There's the pressure of also uploading enough videos, which is kind of linked with it, about, you know, unique content and just posting often. And it's also something I struggle with because not my full-time job. It's so easy to be overwhelmed. I feel like the last year has been very difficult for me because, you know, last summer I had the jaw surgery and then I moved, and I feel like I'm starting to get my shit together, and I feel like I'm still in the middle of moving. I need to like really finish, which, did you ever finish moving? I will have boxes with me forever. But one of my goals this year I had given myself was to try and upload twice a week, and I think overall I'm at that number-ish right now, but I haven't been consistent. It's something I do want to change. But I think overall I'm doing better than I have in the past, but I definitely do feel that pressure of uploading enough and balancing easier content with more interesting one, and it's just very difficult. I do want to do more of those, like vlogs, for example. Like, do you prefer the ones that are like specifically like a review where I talk about the book, or do you prefer random ones, which actually it seemed like you like those ones. I only did a couple. They're definitely harder for me to do because I forget to vlog or I just get overwhelmed. But that's definitely something I want to do more of. So what about you guys? What is the ideal booktuber in your head? You know, what do you look for whenever you want to start watching someone? Is it similar taste? Because I feel like every time I find someone that has similar taste, they stop doing videos and it breaks my heart. Is it, you know, uploading enough consistent content? Is it the quality of content? Is it aesthetic? You're probably not following me for aesthetic because I can't do that to save my life. What is it that you personally want to watch? Actually, if you have any recommendations, any video ideas you would like me to do more, again, leave that down below. I have, like I said, a ridiculous list. If only I had the capacity of following through, which one day at a time, I don't think I'm doing that badly, which it's just the pressure I put on myself. So yeah, you let me know because I can't be the only one working here. That's gonna be it for today's video. If you have any other suggestions for topic for more discussion video, please feel free to leave them down below, thumbs up, subscribe, and I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye.